Einen wunderschönen guten Morgen.
A very good morning and welcome to you to the IAA Transportation. We're starting now with the welcoming of the IAA President. Please help me welcoming on our main stage the President of the German Association of Automotive, Hildegard Müller, and Belit Onay, the Mayor of the CEO of the city.
Sehr geehrter Herr Ministerpräsident Weil,
Minister President Weil, Mr. Mayor Onay, Mr. Müller, Mrs. Müller, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you here and today to a new capital of the IAA success story. Since 16 years, Hanover is the city of the commercial vehicles. We come here always to the IAA and welcome you in the name of the IAA. It's an international, fascinating industry. But it's not enough for us. We want to get better. And that's why we want to have a successful platform just like IAA and to ask about the mobility. And ladies and gentlemen, exactly that is what we have done in the last years. How do we react to the change in the world, to the world where new challenges in our branches are always coming, in a world where the digital and connected all the time, where all of us always stay under pressure to find our society, the goals of our society to be climate neutral. And the answer to this question is the new IAA Transportation. It shows us how climate neutrality, transport and logistics can be achieved. The companies on the branches shows and already contribute and will keep contributing. And we decided with a vision to have it and to stay here in Hanover with our partner from the Hildegard, from the Messe AG. It's the city, the best one for us. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you in the name of the whole VDA. Welcome to the Messe IAA Transportation.
Und Herr Mindel, uns erwartet ein spannendes Programm hier.
It's await us a really great program here at the IAA Transportation. They always say I always hear in Germany they speak the best German. I have to talk about it. I will try my best to talk this German. Our new guest, we can welcome there in German and English, but we're doing it in German today. And we welcome the mayor of the CEO of the city in Hanover since 2019, and I'm happy to welcome him. Welcome on the main stage, Mr. Belit Onay.
Ja, sehr geehrter Herr Ministerpräsident,
Dear Prime Minister Stephan Weil,
sehr geehrte Frau Müller, sehr geehrte
dear Ms. Müller,
aber vor allem
dear board members, ladies and gentlemen, our guests.
außerordentlich, Sie heute hier
I'm extremely pleased to be here with you in Hanover
zur Eröffnung der
to the opening of the IAA Transportation.
Die Messen sind, das sagte Frau
Trade
Müller bereits,
fairs
fest mit unserer DNA hier in Hannover.
are here part of our DNA. For 75 years, this has been the location in Hanover for the Messe, which opens the door for the exhibition here in Germany, in Hanover. And the Messe AG has a difficult time in the corona pandemic, and I'm glad that we have a greater future perspective for the companies, and to make it more important in the sectors such as hospitality for our city.
Messen und Kongresse hier vor Ort in unserer Stadt unmittelbar auch für andere Branchen
And
wie
especially
Hotels
because
oder
these
Gastgewerbe von großer Bedeutung sind.
these exhibitions here have a great meaning for the hotels and all other parts.
Mit ihren Kundinnen in Beziehung treten, machen schon seit längerem Anpassungen gerade bei den Messen erforderlich. Corona hat dies noch einmal zusätzlich verschärft.
Corona made it even harder in other branches as well.
Wieder neu erfinden.
We have to find ourselves in a new ways as well.
Und auch als Gesellschaft der Messe.
And today, as a part of the CEO of the city and the mayor of the city, it's a big challenge for us, where we have all to stand together. But if we can stand together, then we have a great value for the city and for the whole country.
Monaten hat sich dies noch einmal sehr deutlich gezeigt.
In the last month, this has been shown for caterers, for our guests, for the hotels are already full. Everything is already full, and we can see that in those days that the city is getting bigger and getting more valuable again.
Auch die ehemalige IAA, ja. Und ich bin sehr froh, dass auch die ehemalige IAA Nutzfahrzeuge
commercial vehicles, the old one, expanded concepts.
Der technische Wandel, die in der Transportbranche
expanded concepts, the transportation industry is for the exchange, for the new ideas and concepts.
Thematisiert dabei auch sehr wichtige
The fair addresses important passenger transport, urban logistics.
Und ihr Fokus liegt verstärkt
and this focus increasingly on the carbon neutral and technological transformation
wollen wir mit Ihnen gehen.
of our transport. Ladies and gentlemen, as a state capital, we pleasure that we have well-played transport industries such as VW Commercial and Continental and numerous well-known ones.
Und dafür sind unsere sehr guten Standortvoraussetzungen, die gute logistische Lage.
And that's the base in Hanover, and the region is a very good one. The reason is our good location, the main station, ports, Hanover, Langenhagen Airport, approximately freight transport center as well. The companies have enormous knowledge and skills in the transport sector, which is constantly expanded, and always in cooperation in sectors of science, but further deploy from the procedures accordingly. Thinking ahead currently more demand than ever, because cities also need answers for the vehicle industry for increasing problems with environmental noises and pollution, as well as a competition for space in urban areas. I particularly welcome the fact that this year the IAA is increasingly focusing on the topic climate protection and alternative drive systems. I am convinced that this trade fair is a perfect match for our location and the exhibition grounds, and that's what you're gonna see in the next days. And a sustainable modern city like Hanover, which counts about the meets different requirements for the urban mobility. Freight traffic in the cities is constantly increasing. Accordingly, by 2030, will be more than 36% more delivered vehicles and road than today. In particular, the trend toward more home orders, directly to doors, it's noticeable.
Vor der Haustür oder bis zur Haustür, auch in Hannover und in den Städten ist dies deutlich spürbar.
And in the cities it's more seen. At this point it becomes clear how urgent the issue and further developing mobility in a globalized world. And like never before, another topic brought to our attention here, that the protection cannot be postponed of the climate. And with increasing urbanity, although the call for the inner cities that are worth living in, we cannot and must no longer afford to separate these factors from one another in terms of connect. We have to take the holistic view of the mobility in the world which lives alive.
Lösungen dafür, die auch hier bei uns gefunden werden können, daher den Fortbestand und vor allem auch den Erfolg.
And some of the successful technical changes goes along with it. Solutions which can be therefore make significant contribution. The state capital should already climate change by 2035 according to the World City Council. In order for this to succeed, we have also to take delivery traffic into account, because a large part of this takes place on the road. Most of the vehicles with international common engines with area based on the fossil fuel. Here in Hanover, we're also connected, and we call it for the infrastructure, to deliver the infrastructure and put ourselves in the position of the infrastructure. And when we say that the energy will still be here, then it is. In Hanover, we also connected with the so-called last mile. It's particularly important to reduce the delivery traffic compatible with the city. That focus should be on the people and traffic living-wise. Digital tools be crucial role in implementation. Therefore, we, our city Hanover, have created a new focus this area.
Ins Leben gerufen und seitdem bereits wohlwörtlich vieles bewegt. Im Rahmen des Projekts haben wir zahlreiche
in the project, in logistic project, innovation, and it moved a lot since 2016.
Unser gemeinsames Ziel ist es, als Kompetenzregion für die urbane Logistik der Zukunft.
Our common goal, the Vision Hanover, is a competent region for the urban logistic on the future. As a part of this, the basic research project Useful X, Useful XS, Useful stands for innovation. We are carried out in order to accelerate the development of competence in administration. But we also identify future fields in local science, industry, and establish logistics and mobility. New logic stand for low noise, emission-free, and safe logistic concepts and transport solutions, but also for innovative infrastructure and adapted design of urban space. In 2019, we started a pilot project for the Linden North district, which has now been concealed by setting up logistic points in the entire district. More than 1,000 Paracle delivers safely and emission-free today. Knowledge gradually being transferred in the urban city in cooperation with the company Hanover. At the first stationary micro hub will be opened in the heart of the city in the middle of 2023. Building the knowledge already gained, the municipality can take over a network component between the stakeholders involved in the city of urban logistics and infrastructure. And that means that it's also about how the public spaces can be efficient used, controlled, managed in the future. The answer, developing by digital assets public spaces in order to ensure efficient and based logistics in the future. Founders in the funding project 5Gs as an important impetus for smart city. My vision is to realize emission-free and a city-friendly delivery traffic to take us together and sustainable into the future. Climate protection and switch alternative drives have long since arrived to the transport and logistic industry. That's why I'm particularly pleasured that this IAA transportation focusing on the solution for manipulations for urban areas. The last mile area and the cargo bike parkour are exciting new concepts that I am really looking forward to, and that they are on the right way to go. Mobility and logistics are part of the livable and resilient cities, because the transport of goods and people is essential for the economy process and for the supplying population. In the coming days, the exhibition center will be a showroom for tomorrow transport and logistics. You are also welcome to use your time here in Hanover to look beyond the exhibition grounds. We are a lovely business and science location in the heart of Europe, and we hope that you find a nice time in our city, and together make Hanover coming days. And then, with this in mind, I wish all you a successful IAA Transportation 2022. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor here in Hanover. Our next host and guest, he used to be in 2006 to 2013 the mayor of Hanover, and ever since he's the minister-president, he's the mayor. I welcome you here to the main stage,
Stephan Weil.
Mr. Stephan Weil. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Representative, Ms. Müller, Representative, Representative, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you here in Hanover. Welcome to the IAA Transportation. I ask myself, what is the IAA Transportation? Is it the old one of the commercial vehicles that I know? Is it a completely new exhibition, our new love? Or what is it? Well, in reality, for me it looks like the IAA is getting bigger over its own borders. It's not only an exhibition for commercial vehicles. It's also an exhibition for the technical providers, for the logistics. And that's what I welcome with all my heart. And I have to say, we have so many chances through in the pandemic to bring it forward. And we find a walking form, and we find new concepts. And we walked so the commercial vehicles go with the time. And the IAA Transportation, as with the Ms. Müller, and I thank you very much for your courage, and I think it was worth it. And I assure you, Ms. Müller, that you made the right decision as you decided to keep the partnership with the IAA. Because we know that Lower Saxony is a state of car, it's a logistic one. And this is what we see from our geographic location. And Hanover is like a very typical way for all of the exhibitions. That's the DNA of the community of this exhibition, which is 50 years old now. And we profit from the economy and the international exhibition organization. And that's exactly the characteristic of the transportation. More than 1,400 exhibitions from 42 countries. And I promise you that after this exhibition, you will see that it's rarely that you see such good decisions and smart decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, now this IAA is taking place in a time where the industry is afraid. It's still shattered from the pandemic. The pandemic is not done yet. The supply chains problems are not over yet. And even since the Russian war on Ukraine, we have energy crisis, not just in Germany, but internationally. And all of those things, and that we're doing here, gives me a beacon here. We have to work on the energy costs. And let me make a notice. I think we have to be very awake that in this sensible situation, the challenge is we have to keep up with it. We have to show the strongest German industry. And Germany is an industrial land. Our systems are based on that. And it's very central that the challenges and that the competitions have to be kept up. And that's why we have a very active politic. And I have to say, in Lower Saxony, we think all that it's one of the features of this state and the land. And we have to stay on the industry. That means we have to keep for the competent. And these are the problems, and stand in the face of the problems that we cannot afford. As hard as it is, But we see something that leads to the themes, to the topics of the IAA transportation. Until now, all the contributions to the renewable energies were based, of course, on the ideas of climate safety, climate neutrality. But the numbers, there is something fundamental we have to look about. Taking a look that the other energies are now cheaper than the renewable energy. And they cannot stay in these astronomical prices, but they cannot be just have the same prices just like before. And just otherwise, from now, the renewable energy for the commercial vehicles, economical in the production, and also for the customers. And I was very happy to see that in this hard phase, that the exhibitions and the companies, they try and they concentrated on it. And it looks like a very exciting exhibition for me. And the battery production for the commercial vehicles or the hydrogen fuel, the best technology, what it brings us and what's win us, this is a very good sign for the vitality for our city and for the exhibition. And there's a perspective that since before that, to keep growing. The international communication is getting bigger, and we don't have to be a messenger for the logistic. This goes for all of the traffic and transportation, but most importantly for the transportation on street. And the transportation that are gathered here have a good time before them. But the perspective is a positive one. And we hope that all together have a good exhibition here, good time here in the trade, and to make connections which make sustainable and big steps that thousands of visitors for you to be worth it for you, to bring us forward. And that all of you leave Hanover to come back as fast as possible here. Ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome in the IAA Transportation. Thank you very much, Minister President. I am already happy about the pleasure for the next visit. I want to welcome the President of the German Association. Without your work, nothing would have been possible. I welcome you to the stage, Ms. Hildegard Müller.
Ladies and gentlemen, exactly 2 years ago, I was supposed to have been open my IAA as president. You all know that this did not happen. The corona pandemic threw a spanner in our plan. Today, 2 years later, we are fortunately able to meet again in person. But this pandemic is not yet completely over. This was demonstrated about China's zero-COVID strategy, which has massive impact in our supply chain.
Nach wie vor auch Beeinträchtigungen und die wirtschaftlichen Folgen der Pandemie, vor allem noch heute. Und auch sonst findet die IAA
Transportation,
Herr Ministerpräsident, Sie haben es bereits erwähnt, in einem herausfordernden Umwelt.
Dear Minister President, you talked about inflation,
steigende Energiepreise,
rapidly rising energy prices, and the third of recession of economic framework.
Vor allem aber hat der 24.
For
Februar
24 February this year changed many things.
Russlands
Since Russia launched this terrible war of aggression of Ukraine, no stone has been left unturned. This is an immeasurable human suffering. This is destruction from the family. Ladies and gentlemen, the EU was clearly sanctioned about this is good and right. We are industry support this course. And this responsibility take. We have been involved in countless reference efforts, and they support these employers on ground in Ukraine and Russia. This is not. Okay, thank you for all. Russia take it with country international law, profound consequences. Consequences that fell far behind of the borders of Ukraine. Scarcity shortage and prices increase of rare materials inputs. And of course, we are feeling impact of our energy security in Germany and in Europe. The effects are leading to dramatic developments on the energy market. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in serious time for our continent, for our country, and not last for our industry. We are feeling the consequences of the war, the pandemic, naturally also on commercial vehicle maker. Yasmin Fahimi, head of the German Federation of Trade Unions, recently warned of diffusion. I share this concern. The situation, especially from small and medium enterprises, is critical. In some cases, dramatic. The energy prices are rising. Companies are the crossroads. They must decide whether to cut back production, move out of Germany, or even close down. Politicians not leave companies on. 50% are going out. This is right, Mr. Weil. The politicians must be not leave themselves in current situation. Otherwise, actually, the current rely upon correcting addressing the problem of same industries. More concert, measure, and need that still work quickly. But all of the things are symptoms, all of
Der Stromsteuer auf das europäische Minimum ist längst überfällig. Und in der aktuellen Situation muss auch jede Produktionsmöglichkeit von Energie genutzt werden. Die Unternehmen leiden unter viel zu
companies are struggling under the high and the planning and the system, the export driving system is not reliable.
Trotz aller Anstrengung der Unternehmen auch unter die Räder.
And that's why we have to talk about those. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to make our infrastructure of the energy bigger. We have to think about the reforms. They are always more important. And with every crisis, our trading capabilities have to be bigger. Russia is not really in a place to show us that protective energy partnership of countries. That's why we have all to be aware of what the global handling getting us to. Our international and the globalization is not over, but no, the otherwise, It's actually, we need more, and we don't need less. We need more work between the countries. And that's why we need new partnerships and handles, and we need investitions. It's not just important for the prosperity and work. They are what we have to do together. We have to find partnerships and around the world for people, for everyone. We need more investitions, we need more cooperation. Nur so würden wir halt the actual situation, and only that way we can get the ambition climate goals and get to them. On this IAA in transportation, we see more than the business and mobility, but also in transportation and logistics. We deliver the solution that needs to be achieved this, despite all the crises and upheavals. On this press conference, I've seen a framework of great examples, and I've said is that all of the companies have the framework conditions for this. But also the such expansion of the infrastructure for medium and heavy commercial vehicles. This is where the draft of the Master Plan Charging Infrastructure 2 of the German federal government is also too slow. A functioning mass market is depending on the functioning infrastructure. The companies in our industry are making massive in advance and are building infrastructure themselves, which have effect on the climate neutrality. That's why we need more ambitious and we need more vision, not just in Germany but also in all of Europe. The charging infrastructure is the biggest example for that now. The ambitious fleet can be only met with a rapid ramp-up of charging infrastructure, can be ambitious goals to be gotten to. There's also a catching up in the other infrastructure than what we see in here. We need also filling situations so we can make the transportation. We need a better road infrastructure and we need a better railway infrastructure. Many companies would like to move more freight onto the railways, but the capacity and infrastructure problems don't allow for that. Ladies and gentlemen, there are truly difficult times we're finally meet again after 4 years. But all of your ideas and all of your creative ideas are welcomed in this time. We are more than hoping for a road to the future, for a successful future. The IAA is a proof that we are an industry that are taking the road to the future, a climate-neutral future that is digital and connected. You can expect a new IAA transportation, an IAA transportation which we can continue the unique success story of the IAA. With our strong partners here in Hanover and in Lower Saxony, dear Minister President Weil and Mr. Mayor, thank you very much again. People and goods on the move, that's our motto. We show how people and goods will be on the move today and in the future. And it's not just people and goods that are on the move. Our industry is also constantly moving. All companies are generating fascinating innovation with their great talent for the products that makes transportation and logistics more efficient and sustainable. And we as an industry, I want to say that again, we are making our contribution to the climate neutrality already today. With this IAA transportation, which is shown, this means this is not just the IAA transportation, but it means also IAA transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, the IAA transformation is an impressive testimony for the innovation strengths and logistic and transport industries, for the manufacturers, the suppliers, special manufacturers, and body so.
Sie werden eine Menge Weltmarktführer sehen.
Take a look around this hall, and you will see world market leaders.
Auch mit ihren Produkten an der
Large and small companies, all high innovative, and they fall forward with the world with their products.
Und egal wohin man blickt,
You can see for yourself the great advance in the whole. These innovations
Innovationen und noch vieles mehr
and
zeigen,
even way more shows that the companies here are aware for their responsibilities. They are part of the solution and work without interpretation to reduce the CO2 consumption. And the digitalization of the transport and logistics is also being constantly developed. And that's what the IAA Transportation showing with the latest telematic solution, with the better road planning. I have to say, with the going up digitalization, it's going to be the solution to the driver shortage problems. And of course, there are outstanding innovation to be seen in the vehicle themselves. There are electrified trucks and vans, there are electrified buses, and there are people movers. Well, there are also great and bus innovations ideas. Bikes and the cargo bikes for the last mile delivers drones and even more. IAA Transportation will be expanding, including exciting startups, infrastructure providers, and tech companies. We are demonstrating that logical transportation of the future must be holistically. You show with your engagement now that you believe in innovation and believe in our vision. A vision that always moves the people and the goods. We believe on the chances that we reach through the digitalization. And with this IAA transformation, we show that the transportation and the logistics of the future are all together. Ladies and gentlemen, despite the crisis, companies continue to be innovative. They are investing heavily in researches, more than 100 billion euros by 2030. We as an industry committed to that infrastructure and are shaping the transformation. We will prove that in this week. My big thanks go to the exhibitors from the great organization here, team of the organization, which work, they are working on the IAA Transportation. So, Mr. Weil, I'm very sure that with the IAA, we continue the success story of the IAA. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all, my exhibitors, visitors, exciting and successful days at the show. Thank you very much.
Das hat sie nicht gesagt.
wait on other people to be what you've been called to be. You can't wait on their affirmation. You can't wait on their approval. You can't wait on their support. Sometimes you just got to run and look behind you and say, everybody who wants to run, run, but I can't stop running because you're not running with me. Listen to me, hear me. You can't stop chasing your dream just because somebody in your life won't chase it with you. You can't stop believing in yourself just because somebody in your life won't believe in you. You can't stop chasing the dreams of your life just because when you do it, you're going to have to do it all by yourself.